So one of the things that we're doing is we're humidifying the leather. So basically to do that, we're introducing water as a gas to elevate the humidity level around the leather, and because leather is hygroscopic, it reacts to changes in humidity. So one of the ways that we do that is we take this material, which is known as Tyvek. So people might know this from covering their car, if they have like a nice car. So we basically put it over the area that we want to humidify like that. And the idea is that we can introduce humidity without there being any risk that the leather itself is going to get wet or like overly damp. And then we basically take something like blotting paper, and then once it's a bit more like flexible and you can tell that it's a bit wet, we just lay it on top of the leather. It's nothing too complicated, but it's really effective. Like this little bag. And you're basically just doing this to like hold all that moisture in. And then we basically just leave it like that for a while, and that will relax the leather. And then as we're doing that, we can introduce padding. So we've sort of done that for this knee. Once the leather's relaxed, it's like a bit more flexible. So then we would just take some padding, and then you put it inside and you kind of like pad it out to like ease those creases. That wee bottom edge of the positive sign was all curled up, so we did the exact same thing that we did here. So we used the Tyvek and then the dampened blotting paper and then the plastic. And then the one thing about this that I always find fun, because I really like magnets, the way that we've like been able to compress that, because when you adhere anything, like you want it to be compressed so the join's good. So we've basically used 2 magnets. So if you look on the inside here, but basically what that is like a little piece of board with like magnets attached. So we have like one on the one side, and then on the other side, you have the one that's pressing against the wee positive sign. Yeah, what I'm just thinking is I want to adhere this down, because it's like a bit of a snagging hazard. It's like a very flexible adhesive, so when it dries, it has the capacity to expand and contract with the leather, because the last thing you would want is for the adhesive to be really brittle, and then when the leather wants to move, the adhesive stops it, and then it'll either lead to like the leather tearing or the joint failing. And then the other nice thing about this adhesive is that it will remain soluble in particular solvents. So then if the decision is made that they want to take the join down, they can. Like that option is always there. I think once it's all sort of stabilised and it's like able to be safely mounted, like that's when the treatment's complete.